viewpoints of what's going on in the world right now, brother.
At one point I thought, it's just another. It's bad, obviously. It's contagious. It's killing people. So is the flu. So is a lot of things. And so I thought, they politicized it. They're making it and trying to turn it into Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Like he invented it. I think when it's able to be told, which it can't be right now. I keep looking over here and the camera's here. Is that messing things up?
No, you're good, brother. Go ahead.
Is it okay? Okay. Just so y'all know at home, they're over there, so I'm talking over here. But I think China put that out on us. That's the new way of war, biological weapons.
Biological warfare. Okay.
And Trump was whipping their ass in the trade war. So.
Correct. He was taking it to them business-wise.
So it's pretty clear that you're on the right. For sure, right?
Trump and I are friends. I got some stories.
Let's keep it.
Let's hear one.
Let's be real.
Got a little Trumpster story?
Well, my favorite one with him, I'd met him the first time at WrestleMania 5, because it was at Trump Towers.
Mm-hmm.
It was this place, Trump
Sure.
Plaza, wherever it was. And, he come up and, shook my hand. He said he was a big fan. Oddly, somehow he didn't really take to Sean that well.
That's a surprise.
That's interesting.
Well, it might have been because Sean was just not standoffish, but he was just so nervous. He came off.
Was he nervous in Donald Trump's presence? I mean, we're talking about two very big egos.
I think it was WrestleMania 5. That was a big deal to us.
Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Trump always had that kind of aura?
When I first met him, I just thought he's a casino owner. We met 1,000 of them.
Yeah, right.
Did you ever imagine he'd be president of the United States someday when you first met him?
No, he did. If he would have mentioned it, I would have thought maybe. But what he did with it was so cool. I thought was pretty cool. We met that day. We did photo ops. He kept telling me he was a big fan, which I appreciated. But I thought, he's just talking shit.
Okay.
And that night at the casino, I'm down there with my girl. Beautiful long blonde-haired girl I've been seeing for a while. We're down there, about midnight, gambling away, and nervous about the next day because me and Sean, the two smallest guys in the company, had to take on one-man gang, a big boss man, two biggest guys, 6'7", 6'6", 350 pounds, 375 pounds, and our little asses. And it's our first WrestleMania, man. How are we gonna make this look good? So we were nervous to death. We were down there drinking and trying to gamble and keep our mind off of it until, till you had to. And, Trump come walking up. I just walked away from the craps table and I see him walking up. And he's about midnight, he's checking on his place. I got to throw him respect on that too. He's checking on his place. At midnight, he's coming through to see, who's doing what. But I see him, he sees me, he smiles. And I'm like, well, damn, he does recognize me away from, and he comes right up to me. He goes, how you doing, Marty? And I'm like, oh, I feel all right. He goes, no, how you doing? Well, I said, oh, win some, lose some. And he smiled. He goes, yes. And I introduced Ray Lynn. That was her name. And, hey, how you doing? And he looked at the guy and says, give him a 500 marker. And to the guy at the craps table, which I didn't know, as much as I'm in casinos, I didn't know, I've heard of it, but I didn't know what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
So after he walked off, he said, good luck. I asked the guy, I said, what's the 500 mark? He goes, basically, he just gave you $500 to gamble with. Or do what you, I played one hand, it wouldn't cash out. No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that, DT. I wouldn't do that to you.
You didn't take Donald's money.
Yeah, but, so... that happened, and then 2 years later at WrestleMania 7, he was with Marla Maples. I think she was guest hosting or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was a fun day, man. Willie Nelson was there. It's a good story with him with the Nasty Boys. See, I heard about it?
No, let's hear
Well,
it.
I'll tell you if you want to know.
Yeah.
But sticking with Trump real quick, DT, we'll call him DT because Trump, that's his stage name.
Mm-hmm.
DT, he was walking. Now I had a different girl. Her name was Colleen, and
You, a different girl? Shocking. Go on.
but long blonde haired, very similar looking.
Okay.
Now this is 2 years later, and I got my arm around her. I'm all excited. WrestleMania 7, and this time, we can make it look good because we got Barbarian and Haku.
Mm.
That one we can make. We actually ended up making I think they were called the Twin Towers. Maybe.
That was a great match. I was there live. That
Yeah,
was a
I
great
would
match.
say
You did a great job.
It turned out good. We did that double drop kick off the top rope to the middle, which had nobody's with all the stuff going on today. It's still, I ain't seen nobody do that one. But so I'm walking by with her. Here he comes. He's that smile he's got, and he goes, Marty, you always had a beautiful girl on your arms. And I smiled and thought about it, and she got all giddy and stuff because she knew who it was. And we walked off and whatever. I went back to his dressing room later, and he's sitting there in his dressing room waiting on Marla to do something. And I said, man, you got me in trouble. He goes, what do you mean? I said, that was my wife. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm doing like this. And I lost that. I said, I'm just kidding. And he goes, you know what, though? I learned something there. Then see, he's a smart guy. First, it impressed me. He knew the difference in those two girls. I mean, detail, attention to detail, especially when it was pretty women. But then too, like from the prank, he learned you can't say that, because the guys, So I actually got a joke on him. I felt like, because he was so upset. Like, that was my wife. he was so. I'm so sorry. And I'm trying not to, let it go yet. Let him. But
what's your take on the president of the United States coming down with the COVID virus?
Good question.
Well, some things I can't say that I might know, because there's some things that I'd be eliminated if I said. But I don't know. There's all kinds of ways it could go. Trump's a lot like me, and I'm a lot like him. Sometimes we do storylines.
Sometimes.
I don't know. Has he got, if it wasn't for Melania having it, but see, I included somebody in my last storyline that got worldwide attention, and included one of my girls, Winsome, to make the story more believable. So I don't know. Is Trump
So let me.
Are we being worked?
Well,
is that what
hey,
he's getting at? Is
that's
this
what
your
it-
work?
He's getting at.
What's that?
Is this your work? Is that what you're getting at with the president's current supposed medical condition?
Eric, what do you think? Could Trump be pulling off some kind of work? You don't think so?
We got to know in the.
So
in the
James Comey probably got him then, right?
I don't know. Let's go look at it.
I better be quiet. I better
There's
be
a
real
bunch of
quiet.
different things that could or could not be. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Marty, I want you to weigh in on Roe.
Wait a minute, let me tell you about that same night.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
WrestleMania 7.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there talking with Willie because I think he's singing the national anthem. I think that's what he was doing that night.
Willie Nelson.
What was the main event of WrestleMania 7?
I think it was Macho Man and Warrior, because it seems like
So it was Slaughter Hogan.
It was Slaughter
Okay.
Hogan.
Slaughter
they
Hogan.
must have been semi, because I just remember what's his name, Randy getting up there, dropping about 6 of them finishing elbows on him.
Yeah, yep.
And then Warrior gets up anyway. But I was sitting there, and funny too, Trump had made Marla Maples a household name. And then word in the streets was he actually had a bet with one of his buddies he would make her a household name, and I guess he won that bet.
Yep, he did.
But she was, at least that particular day, and sorry Marla, I don't know you that well, just from that day. What a bitch she was being,
Really?
Yeah, and
Surprised Don would put up with that. I bet you she wasn't that way towards him, at least not for long, as we know.
yeah, you'd have to ask him. I don't know.
She was hot, though.
She was that,
crazy
but somebody needs to teach her how to dress. She had her skirt or dress on that was hemmed up too high in the front. I mean, it looked like she bought it at Walmart. Uh-oh, I'm not supposed to mention
No,
that.
it's,
But
What did it come across like that look when the old days where they pull their pants up too high with the belt buckle?
yeah,
or
something like Sean
That
used to
looks
do.
terrible.
like Sean used to do.
Yeah, Sean used to pull his blue jeans up under his chest. Yeah, a big old Texas belt buckle.
Over his belly button? I mean, all
Up here, man. I
by
was
his
like, man,
nipples?
put him down, son.
terrible.
But he had a male camel toe. He'd have him up.
I say, what?
But so anyway,
How do we know
Marla's
that Sean had camel toe? This is messed up. Go on. Back to DT.
Yeah, DT sitting there, we're having to put up with her little sassy ass. And
cheap
Nasty
dress.
Boys, they won the title that night.
Okay.
Right? And so afterwards, she's interviewing them, right? And then she'd been a little bitch, like I said, sorry, Mar. But,
He's killing it. Go on, sorry.
they shook the bottle up, of champagne, and then popped the top and squirted it all over her. Man.
Oh, my God.
She was so mad, but she had to finish the interview, and she looks like a wet rat. Smells like one, too. But she was waving the microphone back and there. Oh, man, when that interview was over, she went storming in the hallway, throwing a temper tantrum, having a fit.
Was like Vince running over there, like, calm down? Or?
No, I walked off laughing. I don't know. I was looking for another bottle, get her one more time.
Hey, man, I want to get a...
We'll be riding high. Yes, I will.